Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry to tell you that I am not President of the United States. Actually, I'm not so sorry to tell you that right now. Thank you very much for giving me a couple minutes to talk to you. First of all, look, we're super proud of the technology and the software we build at Vision Critical, but we're even more proud of the things that our customers do with that technology. So I'd like to show a quick video from a customer that you might recognize and what they do with our software.
Product's going to move forward with or without us. They're going to make those decisions. They have their timeline. They're going to build their product. We have to be able to be in lockstep with them, if not ahead of them, with these insights to really influence what product's being built and make sure it's the right product market fit.
I'm like crazy excited to come to work every day. So being members first is at the center of everything that we do at LinkedIn.
The member experience is a two-way street, and they're sharing their opinions and their insights with us so we can make better products and better decisions.
And ultimately, they're getting a chance to create an experience on LinkedIn that serves their needs best.
We recently redesigned our desktop. In doing so, it's the first major redesign in our entire history, and we are going to flip the switch, which is pretty high risk to flip a switch on a major redesign. So there was an opportunity for us to leverage Vision Critical and bring members into a beta platform and get some early feedback at scale.
When you move so quickly, how do you do it in a way that's thoughtful enough that helps our customers, our end users?
We do a lot of research. You can go back to the same person over and over again to get that longitudinal data. So it allows us to do a deeper dive.
I think it's night and day changed the way that I work. Vision Critical has been able to allow us to quickly turn around those insights so that we're really adding value as a product marketer to the product and engineering teams versus really being a bottleneck for them.
We have a finite resources of team. Like, yes, we will grow with the demand for research, but still we're going to do it wisely. Using Vision Critical allows us to do that.
There is not another tool in our toolkit that would be able to get that type of insight back in a way that would be credible to our stakeholders compared to the insight communities.
So as you watch that video, I know exactly what you're thinking. Why is that guy in a suit? Well, the truth of the matter is, not all tech CEOs look the same. We can't all be as cool as Vic or Rocky. I mean, those guys, I look at those guys, I say, I wish I looked like those guys. I wish I could be that trendy. I'm not. I was actually born in a small town, a rural town in the Midwest of the United States, where technology really wasn't that inspired, if you will. Let me give you an example. So I grew up in a town where a neighborhood still shared a phone. If you would like to know what, actually, let me do this. Sorry, I'm going to go off script for a second. I need somebody to come down and help demonstrate what this is like. I need somebody over here, quickly, with your phone, come down. Who's here to come down and join me? I just need a volunteer for about 2 minutes. Quickly, quickly, somebody get up and come running down. I will not embarrass you. Come on. Come on down. All right. What's your name?
Nick.
Nick, how are you? Come right over here. I don't have to bend the mic down. I can actually get up. Nick, tyke in here. Let's make sure people can hear you.
Hi.
Can you hear him? Can you hear it, Nick? All right. Do you have your phone?
Yep.
All right. So Nick, I'm going to do a little demo right now, just a little phantom texting, all right? Hey, Nick, sup? Go ahead.
Hey.
Sup? You can't, because we're sharing a phone with these folks in the room, okay? So hold on a second, okay? It's all right. They'll be done. Okay, go, quick. Go do it. No, sorry, stop. Could you up there in the 15th row, could you not talk on your phone right now? Nick's trying to text me back, okay? Go ahead, try, just text me back now.
Hey.
No, sorry, you can't do it again, because this person over here just picked up their phone and they started talking. That's what it was like to have a party line, a shared phone in your neighborhood. Frustrating at all? I still want to know, what's up? Right, so, okay, so joke over, don't leave. But I've got to walk back to the office. Really quickly before I go, do you mind checking the weather for me? Okay, joke's over, just check. You got a weather app there?
Maybe.
Okay? Oh, sorry, you can't. This guy up in the 14th row, he's on his phone again. Sir, I'm just trying to check the weather here. Okay, if you could not pause for a second. Okay, try it again. Nope, sorry. Now that this lady over here is on it. So we're going to sit here for an hour and a half and wait just to check the weather. That's the way that information used to flow to humans. So quick question for you. With information flowing at that pace, do you feel smarter or dumber?
Dumber.
Exactly. Nick feels dumber because he grew up when I grew up. Life is a little bit different. Nick, thanks very much. Thanks for coming up. Everybody, Nick. Imagine that. Even to get any piece of information other than what you could see or read or watch on the television, you had to wait. And life's changed a little bit right now. That's where I grew up. That wasn't really an inspiration, if you will, for technology. But what's crazy about that is I did grow up, I became incredibly frustrated over one dynamic. When we don't have information, when we don't know things, we tend to actually fear those things that we don't know. And as the world starts to get larger and larger and more complicated, we learn more about how things are different. And because we don't have information about all those different things, we're afraid of it. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s when there was a lot of fear about things that we didn't know. So I personally, my thing was I became frustrated over the fact that the more information people had about the things that were different, the more productive they could be, quite frankly, potentially the better the world would actually be. And that's why I aspired to be President of the United States. I thought bringing information together, helping people understand differences between them, could bring the world closer together and could make us all, quite frankly, more productive. I studied political science in university. I basically came out of university and started working abroad, wanting to bring people together, help people understand. And basically in those days, you'd fly to a country like Brazil or Germany or China, and you'd have conversations with people. You'd learn about them. You'd help them to understand. But you also realize a serious problem there, and that is the world's a big place. There are now almost 8 billion people on the planet. If we're going to understand each other, if we're going to communicate and share information, then you have to be able to do that at scale. It is very difficult, even with great air travel, for Scott Miller to go meet 8 billion people in the next year. I can try, but it's going to be hard. And that's where technology comes in. And that's where I started to get exposed to technology. So my path is a little bit different than a lot of folks. I didn't grow up aspiring to be writing code or creating cool things with technology, if you will. I grew up wanting to solve a problem that really was the manifestation of who I was, my thing, my gift. I wanted to help people understand each other, make better business decisions, and to make the world a better place. So over the last 25 to 30 years, I've actually brought in people to help me work with technology to start to scale the idea of sharing information. Today at Vision Critical, we have over 800 of the world's most powerful, successful companies. Many of them actually are on the board advertising just as you walk in. They're sponsoring this event. We're very proud that they're companies that are focused on something very important: to gather as much intelligence as they can from around the world and to share it with everybody who can use that information to make the world a better place. So we don't ask people, groups of 10, 20, 30, 50 now, what do you think about this issue or that issue? We're having those same conversations, but with tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people at the same time, much like you're doing with your polling up here today. And what you realize is that the more that we understand about why we're different, the more constructive we can actually be. I think one of the reasons I started working in Canada off and on about 10 years ago, Spent the last 5 years spending a lot of time here. It's been a real honor to be the CEO of Vision Critical, a great technology story coming out of here, British Columbia. One of the reasons why I've enjoyed this so much, there's such a connection, is I've worked in 40 countries around the world. I'm not sure I've ever been in a country that made it clearer that different is good. I grew up in a place where sometimes different was scary. Different was bad. You have certain countries around the world where different is a bad thing. In British Columbia in particular, but in Canada in general, I will say that is one of the most inspired things I've seen. Different is good. Everybody here has a gift. And what we're doing through technology, the event like you're here today, is to help inspire you to figure out how to leverage that gift in order to make the world a better place, to make your own life better as well. I would say that's what we do at Vision Critical. That's why I'm so proud of it. We now help companies reach out to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of their customers, have conversations, learn things about what people are similar about and how they're different, and share it back with those people so that our customers can make better business decisions, but those individuals themselves, by getting access to that same intelligence, can make their lives better, and quite frankly, can understand how they matter in the marketplace, how they matter in the world. So to close with just my advice, different's good. Everybody in this room and everybody you meet has a gift. Some people have multiple gifts. I, unfortunately, only had one. But a lot of people do have multiple gifts. Find out what those gifts are. What's your thing? The thing that really turns you on, that excites you, that makes you tick. And realize that you can't leverage that anymore without technology, without scale. Things that enable you to remember more and to apply that knowledge, what we call at scale, to not just affect 3, 4, 5 people around you, but to affect hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. I've talked about information intelligence. That's my thing. But I was on a chairlift yesterday at Whistler with a bunch of technology guys who are making food. They're creating hybrids of plants that have figured out how to triple and quadruple the productivity of fruits and vegetables. They're using technology to feed the world. Our customers are in healthcare. They're using technology not to heal one person necessarily, but to learn from that experience with that one individual to make that information available to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, enabling people who have diseases, unknown diseases who don't understand themselves, to talk together at scale to learn from each other. So whether you're going to solve somebody's problems, whether you're going to feed the world, or whether you're just going to work with LinkedIn to help them bring everybody together across their community, technology is not an end in of itself. I think Rebecca made a great point. It's not technology for technology's sake. Technology is the thing that's going to enable you to make the most of your gift. So thanks again for bringing me out here for a few minutes. I wish everybody the greatest of success. Different is a very good thing. Your job to go find it. Good day.